Hello folks, it's Rugby League again from me. You know there's 3 or 4 sports I'm really keen on. The 2 biggest are probably football and Rugby League. You know by now my teams, that'd be Man United and the Wire, that's Warrington there. So just a quick thoughts on last night's game, Wigan against Warrington. And I'm sorry to Wigan fans, it's going to be mainly about Warrington. This it always is with me when I talk about a game that Warrington are involved in. I'm always picking up over the bones of our win or loss. Lately it's been losses and many of them. It's not a video I've looked forward to, this one, because I'm just sick to death of inept performances or knocking my own team members, although I do it a lot with Warrington and also with United, where I believe they're justified. But looked at the game last night before it started and seen the teams, and I thought, oh my God, we look woeful in the backs. I mean, woeful compared to Wigan. And I thought, we're going to get banjoed again tonight. We're going to get absolutely battered. As it turned out, it was a close game. We should have gone in at half-time in front, we didn't do, but we were holding our own. And then in the second half, Wigan's class told and they beat us. I think over the 80 minutes, they were pretty much the better team. We showed a lot of heart and we worked hard, but as I say, I looked at the teams and I thought, you know, we are carrying too many passengers now, we really, really are. And from the coaching staff, all we're getting is excuses. I mean, I still think with what's in the league, we could make top 6. I still think with what's in the league, we could even win the elusive grand final, because on our day with everybody playing, we can beat anybody. The problem is our defence isn't always brilliant. The other problem is we can camp out over the opponent's lines and we just haven't got the nous that some other teams have got. We miss a lot of points that we should convert into tries, and we miss them on a regular basis. But also, we do carry a few players that just aren't good enough. I mean, I looked last night, who was I looking at last night? I looked at our backline and I thought, oh, it's poor. I mean, we had a lot of speed missing. But Minikin, we've signed him. He's a utility player, he's a bench player, but I don't think he's good enough and he's near the end of his career. Ratchford, he's been a brilliant player. He's not doing it at the moment, and he's certainly not doing it at centre. Matutia, been a good player, hard to put down, gives 100% every week. All the fans hate him, but he's a trier. But again, he's not good enough. He's not a good enough centre. Drinkwater, I thought we'd get more from him. He's supposed to be the foil for the golden boy, and he's supposed to have a wiser than him and a good kicking game. But I look at him and I think to myself, even the greatest halfbacks, being my number 6 or number 7, they have a really good partner with them. And for all Williams, he's absolutely brilliant. I'm not so sure now that he's got a really good partner with him in Drinkwater. I'm not sure Drinkwater's of the calibre that we need at halfback. I'm not, honestly. He didn't do a bundle last night, and I'm just not sure about him. Dudson, I'll say it again. Who signed him? Why did you sign him? Are you happy you signed him? Because I'm seeing nothing from him whatsoever. And then Curry, just got a 3-year extension. Did a couple of great things last week against St Helens, very Ben Curry-like. Didn't do much again last night. Not done much for a couple of years. He's not only got a new contract, he's got a 3-year one. And I think, does he deserve that? Has he deserved that? So there's 6 players there that I think just at the moment aren't good enough. And one of them we've signed for another 3 years. I looked at the teams last night and I looked at the centres. Our 2 centres, woeful, not good enough. I've said for many a month now, we've not got a centre at the club that can put a winger away. We've got pace to burn on the wings in Ashton, Thewlis, or the other lad, if he plays on the wing, Wrench. He often plays centre. I prefer him on the wing, but he likes playing centre. Pace to burn. We've not got a centre who can put them away. You had 4 centres on the pitch last night. R2, who aren't good enough. You had Wardle, who's brilliant. The best centre by a country mile on that pitch. Absolutely brilliant. Not because he played well last night. He just is. He can do everything. And he can put a winger away. And then you've got King, who we're getting that next year. He's played at Wigan for a while and done okay. His last year, 18 months with us, was poor. He got his new contract, loads and loads of money. He went backwards. Maybe he was happy with the contract and didn't try as hard, I don't know. Brilliant at catching a high ball over the line and scoring tries that way. But that's probably it. I heard last night he's the biggest offloader in the game this year, which amazed me. But there's a difference between offloading and offloading to a winger and putting a winger away. He's not brilliant at that because he doesn't do it. He's not got it in his game. The only player that does that is Wardle. And the folly is we had Wardle last year and lost him. Some would say it was out of our hands. His club wanted him back. I would suggest we should have found more money and kept him. Because he went back, spent only a few months there. Now Wigan have got him. They've got a great centre. King, the other guy that they've got, they can have him if they want him. We want them to. But the unfortunate thing is we've given him too big a contract and we're paying part of his contract while he's at Wigan. And Wigan don't want to pay what we've agreed with him, which tells us that Wigan think he's on too much money. As a fan, I think he's on too much money. I think they're right. But they won't pay him. And we've decided now we're not going to leave him there to do okay there and then pay him half a contract and us pay the other half. So we're going to bring a centre-back who probably doesn't really want to be with us because we've dumped him just over a year ago. And he's going to come back and he's going to be a bit better than the two that we're playing with at the moment. But for my money, not really good enough. And that's it, and it's just disappointing. Yeah, we got a try we shouldn't have got. We didn't. The ball wasn't reefed. It was dropped. We got a penalty, went straight down there and scored. But I would suggest they got away with one as well because that's. I hope somebody's on here that understands rugby because I'll ask a question here to you rugby aficionados. Curry did a kick from 50, 60 yards out. It bounced and he was the first to get to it. I thought when he touched it, it went forward. I think on replay it could have gone sideways, so it could have been play on. But the referee ruled offside because James Harrison was in front of Curry when he kicked the ball, which he was, and then he was within 10 yards when the ball got to Curry. And that is the case. But the ball bounced 10 yards further on and came backwards on itself. I would have thought Harrison had to be within 10 yards of where the ball lands. Now, I might be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. I've not looked through the rules. I don't want to look through the rules. I've not got the time or inclination. But I would imagine wherever the ball comes down, whether it's touched or not, if you're within 10 yards of that, then you're in trouble. But if you're not within 10 yards of that, it's play on. Am I right or am I wrong? If a rugby fan watches this and you know the rules that I don't know, I mean, I think I know the rules, but I probably don't, put me right on it, please. But yeah, last night I thought we competed hard, we tried pretty well, but just not good enough. And I just think we're carrying too many passengers. We can complain about fatigue and everything else, but everyone else has played the same amount of games. We've had a couple of weeks off since we've been knocked out of the Challenge Cup. We can complain about lots of things, but we're luckier than most. We've got a bigger budget than most. We've spent a fortune this year recruiting. Big loss in Michaeli, whatever it is. Big loss. Not as much a loss with the other guy, Maguire, because he barely played a game for us. But it's poor, Warrington. It's really, really, really poor. You need to really pull your socks up and get at it. And God, do we need some of them players back. As I say, every team's playing without players at the moment, but the ones we're missing are really, really killing us. I don't know. I don't know what the season's going to hold. It could end up well. It may not. If it doesn't, I would suggest Powell's not here next year. I think the only thing that'll keep him in his job is winning the grand final, and even then it's very tenuous, I would suggest. Because the rugby at the moment, you don't know what you're getting from week to week. You really don't. We know we're going to get excuses every week. We get plenty of those. We know lots of things are class. Lots of things are class. Oh, there's no doubt about that. But other than that, it's poor. It really is poor. But anyway, good win to Wigan. It hates me to say that to the pie eaters, but good win to Wigan. And I suppose we're lucky that we didn't get battered. As I say, when I seen our back line, I was worried to death. I really was. Anyway, onwards and upwards. We've got a break now for a couple of weeks. Let's hope we come back with a win. Or two. Or three.